Hi, today we're going to talk about the higher and lower expression of Scorpio. Now, Scorpio is by its nature full of intrigue, but I'm going to try not to let this video get too long. So basically, Scorpio is fixed water, meaning that it's focused on what's unchanging, and water is about feelings. So that's intuition, sensation, and emotion. And when it comes to Scorpio, basically, fixed feelings, we're talking about attachments here, and stuff that's deep. The Scorpio is largely about the unseen or what's beneath the surface. And there's a big focus on like what's unconscious as an example, as well as what's hidden, what's secret. There's a focus on keeping things private and intimacy, something that is just between two people. So it's private, and that's another Scorpio theme. And with Scorpio, there's also a little bit of a focus on power. And the reason for that is because when it comes to our like most significant attachments, our emotional attachments, we're very vulnerable. And the natural tendency when we're vulnerable is to protect ourselves. So with Scorpio, there's this focus on power because like it's a defense mechanism because it's so vulnerable. And kind of the like underlying thing with Scorpio is this fear of unrequited love, essentially. That's kind of what it all comes down to for Scorpio, all of the protectiveness and like secrecy, and there's a little bit of just wanting that privacy because it's not intimate anymore if they're the more if you invite people into a situation that's just between you and another person, now it's not as special anymore, it's not as intimate. So keeping private things private just between you and another person, or just you and yourself, keeps them special and like untainted by other people's energies and intentions. So when it comes to the higher expression of Scorpio, it's going to include a little bit of Taurus in it. And the same is true of anything in life. If you think of the yin yang symbol, it's a circle with a little bit, part of it is white with a little bit of black inside the white, and part of it is black with a little bit of white inside the black. And that's the meaning of that symbol. And when it comes to Scorpio, if there's too much focus on Scorpio, what ends up happening is it ends up being out of balance in that it's too dark, too secretive, too focused on pain a lot of times too, because one of the nice things about Scorpio, one of the positive or beneficial things about Scorpio is that there is an understanding that darkness is just part of life and pain is just part of life. And, there's this ability to hold space for that darkness, for that pain, for the unknown. And, that while there's also a desire to like make the unknown known, but when it comes to Scorpio being too extreme in being Scorpio, you could like almost think of like high school stereotypes. So like the two Scorpio person is like really dark, very goth, very intense, very like unhappy, and like a more Taurus stereotype is going to be like the superficial, like spoiled daddy's girl kind of a thing. That's like the lower expression of Taurus. One example of the lower expression of Taurus. And the lower expression of Taurus can't hold space for darkness, and the lower expression of Scorpio doesn't focus enough on the little pleasures in life, the like sensory, um, like like taking a nice hot bath or enjoying a healthy meal. And when you incorporate a little bit of like Taurus into Scorpio, what you end up with is understanding that it's not just about holding space for your own like darkness and your own like difficult feelings and just like being there for them, which is a very important thing, but it's also about sometimes just not focusing on that. Like you don't have to focus on that all the time, and if you do, it's going to be really hard on your nervous system. You know, like even if you're doing a lot of like depth psychology, like shadow work, which is a very Scorpio thing, a very, very Scorpio thing. Even if you're focusing on that kind of thing, which is a good thing, too much of it is destabilizing. You know, if you are focusing on, you know, making the unconscious conscious, you're tinkering with the way your brain is wired. You're messing with your nervous system. And too much of that isn't a good thing. You know, it's not a race. You know, there's no way to be like totally healed or totally perfect in this life. Like as long as we're alive, we're always going to have stuff left over for, you know, childhood pain that hasn't been processed yet, or you know, things about ourselves that we don't know about yet, like stuff that's like buried deep inside. And you know what, that's okay. Sometimes you can just like let it be and focus on oh no, my phone alarm went off. That's my reminder to swallow raw garlic. That's another video. Anyways, so it's really important when you're doing depth work or when you're processing dark feelings or just like holding space for darkness, that you also remember to make and hold space for just enjoying the simple pleasures of life, the little things, you know, your favorite meal, your softest blanket, like, you know, being cozy on the couch in your softest blanket and just like relaxing for an afternoon, or, you know, whatever it is, whatever kinds of Taurusy things you're into. You know, you might go shopping and get yourself an outfit that you like, or like get a haircut and like wear your hair a way that makes you feel really good about yourself. You know, these are some Taurus things that it's important to incorporate into the expression of Scorpio, or otherwise you're going to end up with, you know, just being this edgelord that just like focuses way too much on the darkness and the difficult feelings, and you know, obsessing about something, or more likely someone. And I've been there. I have my moon is in Scorpio. I have a Scorpio moon, so like I get it. I've been there. I've done a lot of that in my life, and it's really, really super important to just take care of yourself physically. Do things you enjoy, and keep in mind that anything that you consume, and it doesn't just have to be food, it could be like a TV show, it could be like the types of people you're following on your Facebook feed, you know, when you're scrolling Facebook, like everything that's around you, like is something that you're consuming, and it becomes a part of you. And like Taurus wisdom is that it's important to like eat the things that make you feel good, like not necessarily like it feels good to like eat candy bars all the time, but like you know, like an overall healthy feeling. And you know, the same goes for the type of people that you interact with, you know, that you can take that wisdom and apply it to Scorpio as well. You know, the relationships that you have, you know, that they impact you pretty profoundly. And these are just all considerations that are necessary when you're looking at the balance between Scorpio and Taurus. And yeah, just remember physical pampering, physical self-care, and stability. Another important Taurus theme is like practical stability in your life. And it can be easy to lose that, very easy to lose that if you become too focused on Scorpio, not enough on Taurus. So from a very Scorpio perspective, Taurus looks a little bit superficial, and you know what? I'm just here to tell you that there is a very important place in life for things that are superficial and light and simple. It's good. We all need some of that. So go ahead and enjoy yourself. Get comfortable, and you know, make yourself into a burrito and watch your favorite old movie once in a while. You know, it doesn't always have to be about the complex, dark stuff. You know, and the same is true when you're dealing with like one of the Scorpio themes is occultism, as an example, and basically it's about like secret esoteric stuff, or like what's hidden, you know, like how life works, but not in this like Sagittarius, like you know, looking for the meaning of life kind of way, but in sort of a more personal, like I'm not using this because I still don't know how to edit videos.